I think this is the perfect picture to use when I'm talking about these comments that Dana Loesch just recently made. And I'm gonna be honest, I was not too familiar with this woman, but I came across this video. Well, I'm gonna play the audio for you and you'll be able to hear what she said in response to what has recently transpired surrounding Herschel Walker and him paying one of the women that he slept with to get an abortion. So listen to what she says. And really, she said the quiet part out loud. And it actually piggybacks on something that Richard Sherman, not Richard Sherman, I don't know why I call him Richard Sherman. Richard Spencer. I don't know why I always want to call him Sherman. But it piggybacks off of something that Richard Spencer said to who was it? I believe it was Roland Martin. It may have been Roland Martin when he had him on his show, or he may have said it in some other capacity. But listen to what she says and you'll see what I'm talking about.
So, does this change anything? I mean, do you want my opinion? You're listening. Not a damn thing. How many times have I said four very important words? These four words. Winning is a virtue. What I'm about to say is in no means a contradiction or a compromise of a principle. And please keep in mind that I am concerned about one thing and one thing only at this point. So I don't care if Herschel Walker paid to abort endangered baby eagles. I want control of the Senate. If the Daily Beast story is true, you're telling me Walker used his money to reportedly pay some skank for an abortion, and Warnock wants to use all of our monies to pay a whole bunch of skanks for abortions. And yes, when they're used predominantly over 99% of birth control and it's my taxpayer dollars, you have invited me up in your business and I will use whatever descript I would like to. Thank you. So, it doesn't change anything for me. I don't know if he did it or not.
Okay, so you just heard that right there, and those are her words. Now, this goes back to what I said about Richard Spencer and how they only care about winning at all costs. And for them, it's about power. They do not care who they have to step on, step over, pull the rug from under, throw under the bus, and all those other things, stab in the back. As long as they are going to win or find a way to win, I'm telling you, some of the most egregious people ever, they will do just that. So she used the analogy, and I don't know if people picked up on it, but I'll explain it when she said it. She said, I don't care if Herschel Walker used his money to pay to have baby eagles be aborted. Now you got to question yourself, or question, I should say. Why does she say baby eagles? If you think about it, what is the nation's bird? What is besides the American flag? What is the next symbol beside that is the American bald eagle. So when you hear her say that, it's like, wow, she used that as an analogy when she said that. Then she went on to say, I want control of the Senate. So we already know which way she leans. It's pretty obvious. She doesn't care that Herschel Walker is a mumbling buffoon. She doesn't care that Herschel Walker allegedly, in her eyes, paid a woman to get an abortion and then send her a get well card after the deed was done. She doesn't care that Herschel Walker has not done one debate against Raphael Warnock since he began his run. He constantly canceled it. She doesn't care. Only as long as he wins. Shoot, it could have been a origami that could have ran for this position and she still would have said what she said. She probably knows deep down that Herschel Walker is an idiot, like most of us already know that he is. But If that idiot can win that Senate seat that he's running for, that's all that matters to her. And truth be told, that's all that matters to many of them like her, who think and have that same mindset as her. They will see this thing go to hell in a handbasket. And you can pick whichever handbasket you want, but they're going to the same place. As long as they go down in flames with power in tow. That's all this is for them. This is one big power play for them, and they do not care how they have to get it. But this goes forth, with their mindset and how many of them operate. And like I said, Dana Loesch is not the only one, but she was vocal about it, and she didn't hold any punches. And of course, she brought in, Raphael Warnock and, put him in there as a scenario as well. Like I said, Georgia is in a bind right now. They are in a very tight spot right now because you have on one hand a mumbling, buffoon, idiotic individual in Herschel Walker. And I don't know too much about Raphael Warnock, but I do hear a lot of people don't care for him either. But with the way that it's going with Herschel Walker, it's almost as if they might as well just give Raphael Warnock that seat. Because like I said, I kept wondering to myself, why do they keep throwing so much support behind this individual who has not done a debate? Every time he opens his mouth and says something, it's like a bunch of mush, which I'm convinced his brain probably looks like that. And I keep saying to myself, why is that? Why is that? And you hear what Dana Loesch just said. They don't care about any of that. Just as long as he wins, so they can have control of that Senate. That's it. Now, let's hypothetically say he does win. What in the world is he going to do when he gets in that spot? He's actually going to have to do real work. Like, or is he going to have a ghostwriter? Nah, that's not going to work, because Herschel Walker strikes me as the type of person that points to every word that he reads. And he probably needs the words to be like in a 16-point font and bolded letters. And maybe some pop-up pictures or something like that. That just what screams to me when it comes to Herschel Walker. But let's hypothetically say they did all of that. As long as they are in the Senate seat, as long as they have that spot, none of that matters. Dana Loesch said the quiet part out loud. And I guess I have to give her kudos for that, because we are tired of having to try to guess what a lot of these individuals like her are thinking. Just come right on out and say what's on your mind, so we don't have to try to throw on a detective cap and get our detective gear and try to scour the earth to try to find out what it is you're thinking. Thank you at least for that. I always say I appreciate the honesty. I may not appreciate the person, but I appreciate your open honesty. This is going to be very interesting. And it's funny because I was watching a video Kid Gravity did, and he was talking about Wes Moore, and he started off the video basically saying November 8th is going to be very interesting. And it is. It really is. It's going to be a lot of sad faces. It's going to be a lot of happy faces. It's going to be a lot of angry people. It's going to be a lot of joyous people. It's going to be a ball of emotions going on that day. I'm more than convinced of that. And it is what it is. But all I'm saying is this: unless you plan on cutting our checks, I'm going to be sitting in the rafters, eating my popcorn, legs, feet kicked up, just watching the show. I'm going to be throwing my head back like a Pez dispenser and laughing like the Joker. Because at this point, it's almost comedic to me. It's almost comedic to me that a person like Herschel Walker got as far as he did. But now that Dana said what she said, now we see how and why he got as far as he did. They want that seat. Because like I said, they could have did it with anybody else that wasn't Herschel Walker. But he has a name behind him. He briefly had the support of 45. In their eyes, he has some charisma. Where at, I don't know, unless charisma has a new definition. It's lost on me. It must be lost in translation. But we shall see. All eyes on November 8th. I'm going to just leave it there. But one other thing I also wanted to know too is, since Dana Loesch is a woman herself, I want to know where all those women groups at. Are they going to come after her for saying what she said? Because you know how they feel when it comes to, you know, Roe v. Wade, the overturning of that, and, you know, abortion and everything like that. And I find it also very interesting and hypocritical yet again that you have people like Dana Loesch, or those who lean towards the political spectrum that she does, who are quote unquote pro-life, and she basically calls for, or saying that she didn't care if Herschel Walker paid for the abortions of little baby eagles. So not only was she, you know, saying she didn't care, but she took it to a spectrum of talking about a whole nother species, and then the quote unquote American bird. Like, how very patriotic of her, or as I like to call it, fake triotic. I tell you, listen to them talk long enough and they will tell on themselves each and every time. That's why I said left wing, right wing, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. All of them are attached to the same bird. And how ironic she used the bird as one of her analogies in her little minstrel rant. That's going to conclude this video. Tell me what you think about it down in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. I would greatly appreciate it. If for any reason the bell is not working, I do upload my videos in a Premiere style format, which means that the notification button is on the thumbnail. Just click that and the notification will come your way. The links will be down in the description. I'll talk to you in the next one.